Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual CAU-TV Awards Luncheon at Clark Atlanta University. And now your host, Renee Stevens, CAU-TV Senior Production Assistant.
Thank you for joining us for CAU-TV's first annual awards luncheon. We're honored to have you join us in celebrating the staff recipients of this station's first national awards. At CAU-TV, we strive to give our student production assistants experiences in working hard, learning the discipline, and reaping the rewards of video production. This is the fourth decade of CAU-TV transmitting from Clark Atlanta University. Dr. Herbert Eichelberger, along with Mrs. Mardell McFarland, are the only persons here today who were present at the launching of CAU-TV in the 1980s. And now I present to you CAU-TV's first annual awards luncheon.
Ms. Shaloa Hale, CAU-TV Newsbreak Coordinator, will bring the grace for lunch.
Let us pray. Most gracious and wonderful God, we thank you for this opportunity to fellowship and to love on one another, Lord God. We thank you for this opportunity to celebrate each other, Lord God, as we are here at this luncheon. We ask that you bless and touch the food. Let it be good only for the nourishment of our bodies. We ask that you bless and touch the hands that have prepared it and the bodies that shall receive it. And it is in your name we do pray. Amen.
CAU-TV regularly produces original programs, Life Notes, a half-hour monthly program that examines how cancer affects the lives of everyday people. Potpourri, a weekly interview talk show that features a variety of personalities. Newsbreak, a daily live student production. We also air syndicated programs Real Life with Kieta and David Pacman's show.
Hank and Frank, owners of the Strange Pawn Shop and Antiques Emporium.
And why are you so interested in the weather all of a sudden?
Well, all morning, my left eye's been twitching, my palms have been sweaty, and my heart has been beating like I'm the only Negro at a Klan rally. Now, you know the last time that happened, we had a terrible storm.
You mean the last time that happened, you've been looking at the centerfolds in the Jet magazine.
They're open for business, but business has been kind of slow.
Just as I thought. All you ever do is talk and complain, and I end up doing all the work around here. So how much money do we have in the house?
$10.
$10? Pops, is that it? Where's all the money going? Did you pay the bills this month?
No.
What about last month?
Uh-uh.
Well, Pops, when's the last time you paid the bills? 3 months ago?
You're getting warmer.
But now Hank's got an idea how to make some extra money.
What you just said, if you want my advice.
Huh?
I listen to those talk show hosts give advice on the radio every day, and I read all the advice columns. I know I can give advice every bit as good as they can.
So?
So I'll take an ad out in the paper offering advice for a fee. This is Handsome Hank, Love Guru. Hank is my name, and love is my game.
Hello, Handsome Hank. My name is Gina, and I need some advice.
Well, I tell you what, you come on over to my office, and we can brainstorm here.
Except for one thing.
Coming, my dear. Enter, O damsel in distress, to my humble abode, home to only the lonely.
Home to only the stupid.
His plan doesn't go as planned.
What's that I smell?
That's my new cologne. You like it?
What's it called? Raid? Smells like roach killer.
And when things go wrong at the Strange Pawn Shop and Antiques Emporium, they go terribly wrong.
Gina, what is going on here?
Mr. Strange, I'm Detective Tracy of the Atlanta Police Department. Your so-called princess is actually Madam Claudia, wanted in several states for theft and forgery, among other things.
Join Hanklin Hank Strange, Franklin Frank Strange, Freeman, Estelle, and a few special guests as they converge on the Strange Pawn Shop for an evening of side-splitting humor.
Okay, we produced a nice commercial. This commercial was so wonderful that our wonderful alumni, Ms. Hill here, and Mr. Corn Sim won a Marcom Awards. And today we'd like to present both of you with your Marcom Awards for today. Here. Thank you very much. And to show our wonderful gratitude for working with us and giving us the opportunity to show that what we can do at CAU-TV as we grow with our production services, using our alumni, using our students to give a wonderful product for the university, we like to say thank you. You're one of our first people this year to make this happen. We're making a transition, and you're part of our transition. I would like to say thank you again, and here is your special award here of recognition, a Gold Marcom Award, especially just for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Boys and girls, this is your goofy granddad for happy loving hugs. Have you ever thought about your fingers in a different way? That's right, your fingers are not just for waving, but also to remind you of the wonderful you. That's right, your fingers are good, great, loving, happy, smart. Let's repeat it. Good, great, loving, happy, smart. Your fingers are good, great, loving, happy, smart. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the next time you look at your fingers, remember, it's to remind you of how great you are. So keep those fingers waving and spreading a lot of love. This is your goofy granddad for happy, loving hugs. Bye-bye.
Please welcome Mr. Tim Latners, CAU-TV Operations Manager.
I'm Tim Latners, Operations Manager here at CAU Television. I just want to take a few minutes to bring up our guest for today, Mr. Joe Hextile. He's going to speak for you for a few minutes, explain how his relationship with the university and what he's done with CAU Television has grown for a few minutes, and we'll keep everything going.
Ladies and gentlemen, former statesman of Georgia House of Representatives, Joe Hextile.
Okay. But a few years ago, they told Tyler Perry it didn't make any sense, he couldn't do what he wanted to do. But sometimes you have to listen to that spirit in you. Don't listen to the naysayers, the doom guys, and the ones that say you can't do anything. Those are the ones that mess you up. Because for so long, people have been telling his story. And we know what HIS his story is all about. Or they tell mis story, misconception of what life is all about. If you want to tell your story, tell it yourself. And find people that agree with you. Repeat after me. Say sympathetic, sympathetic. Vibration. Sympathetic, sympathetic. Vibration. A little bit louder. Sympathetic, sympathetic. Vibration. What is sympathetic vibration? I can have two pianos in this room. I can strike the chord on one piano, and the piano on the other side of the room will vibrate with it sympathetically without even being touched. I can take a tuning fork and strike it on this young lady's table, hold it up, and the tuning forks will vibrate with each other as long as they're in harmony without even physically touching. What does that have to do with anything? I grew up in New York City. The oldest of 4 boys on welfare getting that subsidy with cheese and flour. You know what that is, don't you, bro? Trying to act like, no, I never had that. We know better than that. But my point is this, is that if you believe you can do anything, you can. See, I didn't have a father, but I had a mama. And there's a difference between having a mother and a mama. Mama used to say, birds of a feather what? If you heard that before, raise your hand. Mama she didn't get a degree from St. Augustine's College like I did. She didn't know anything about sympathetic vibration. But Mama used to say, if you lie with dogs, you get up with what? And that's absolutely true. Now, this group is too quiet. My favorite word is yes. My favorite word is yes. Now clap with me if you would, please. Is life good? Is life great? Is life wonderful? Boy, if you don't believe that, go over there with Willie Watkins and Murray Brothers. Life is too good to be sitting around moaning and groaning. Some of you are sitting out there right now talking about, I'm not going to laugh, I'm not going to smile, I'm not going to have any fun. Well, guess what? One day you're going to die. And you're going to be lying out in that old proverbial position. They're going to cut out the back on your dress of your suit. And they're going to put the tips on those little shoes. And you're going to be lying there. And all of us in that proverbial position are going to come past and say, doesn't she look good? Doesn't she look nice? She looks really beautiful. So some of you that are not smiling now, you need to learn how to smile. Because smile is an attractive vibration. The more you smile, you attract other people to you. And if you expect to get into the production business, you better learn to smile more. Now, on the count of 3, I want you to smile. No, I don't. I want you to turn to your neighbor and make the ugliest face you can make. 1, 2, 3. Sir, what is your name? What is your name? You can stop making that face now. I'm sorry. There's something else you might want to remember too. It's called pheromones. Repeat after me if you would. Say pheromones. Pheromones. A little louder. Pheromones. Pheromones. One more time. Pheromones. Pheromones. What are pheromones? How many of you have ever shaken hands with a person and you say, I don't know why I don't like him or her. It's just something about him or her I don't like. How many of you have had that experience? You know, how many of you have walked in a place and people are negative and naysayers and everything is going wrong and terrible, everybody's dying and they're really angry? And how many of you pick up that vibration? If a dog can pick up the vibration of fear, don't you know that we as developed spiritual beings can pick up the vibration of good or bad or hatred or love? You know that when you go into a temple or church, how many of you know when you go into a temple or church, it's just so calm and peaceful? That's because the pheromones in there have been prayed and charged with positive energy. I don't want to be around nobody that's negative. I really don't. If you want to be negative, talk about dying, how bad things are, go by yourself. Because the way you develop in media or anything is the way you think in your mind. I call it getting a checkup from the neck up. If you don't get a checkup from the neck up, you need to move on to something else. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, we know that when you see in pheromones, that cattle in Chicago, when they go into the slaughterhouse, they know just before that hydraulic hammer, boom, knocks them in the head to knock out that life so we can eat those hamburgers at the various hamburger joints we admire. They can be heard to make a hissing and moaning sound because they feel and smell the pheromones of death. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have positive pheromones, get around folks that are positive and want to be about something. Don't get around folks that got always talking about how bad things are. Now again, what's my favorite word? Yes. What's my favorite word? Yes. Now let me clap with me. Is life good? Yes. Life great? Yes. Life wonderful? Yes. Come here, man. Come here. Too cute to clap, too smooth to smile, too cute to be happy, let's lazy act. Come here, man. Now, come on up here, stand over here. I used to be handsome like you about 35 years ago. Turn around, man. Now let's try it again. Is life good? Yes. Life great? Yes. Life wonderful? Yes. Thank you. I'm a big kid. I'm 67 years old. I don't ever want to grow up. What do you mean I look older than that? I don't ever want to grow up. I want to get older, but I never want to grow up. Because I believe there's a principle that we all are aware of, that you only get one of you. Now on the count of 3, I want you to tag 3 people and say, you're it. 1, 2, 3. You're it. You're it. Now why is this dirty old man tagging that girl 3 times? I said tag 3 different people. But ladies and gentlemen, no matter who you are, you want to get one of you. So you might as well find a way in life to be happy, joyous, and get around people that want to make you better than you are. In fact, this morning, my wife who's sitting here, she had to straighten me out. 99% of the time, I'm positive and energetic and get up with a smile on my face. But how many of y'all have relatives that you just wish you could get rid of? Raise your hand slowly so nobody will see it in case we're on camera. But one of my relatives got on my nerve this morning. I was ready to call him up and use some theological language. I don't mean in theological sequence. And I was going to give him a good taste in my mind. But my wife caught me and said, how are you going to be who you say you are and acting like you're going to act? And I thought about it. She was absolutely right. And after the anger subsided, I moved on. See, no matter where you are, what situation you're in, you got to be who you is and not who you ain't. Because if you is who you is who you ain't. That's grammatically incorrect, my students, but it's true. Whoever you are, you got to be that 24/7. And that's what it's about. You can't hide. Now, we all know that the pheromones, and those of you that understand quantum physics, know that the light of the universe picks up every word, every thought, and every emotion you have. Whether you believe it through the Christians, the Muslims, the Zoroastrians, whoever, the spirit is all the same. So ladies and gentlemen, just simply this afternoon, if you're planning to have successful media, whatever you do, whether it's in the media, whether you're behind the camera, in front of the camera, or whether you decide to write, or whether you decide to get up and speak and talk about it, or maybe you decide to change someone's life, the most powerful thing that we can use is the media. And with that in mind, make sure that your life is right and your mind is right. Because I believe in one simple principle. Again, it's about how you think, how you act, and how you really are. And I'm going to end because they told me I have a big mouth because I can stand up here all day. I love it. I'll say, let me live in a house by the side of the road where the racism men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good as bad as I. Don't let me sit in a scorner's seat or hurl the cynic's band. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend of man. God bless you. I want you to hear my favorite word again. What's that? Yes, right? Yes. On the count of three. Is life good? Life great? Life wonderful? Hug two people and say, I love you.
I'm Crystal Brockton, the traffic coordinator here at CAU-TV. How are you all doing? In 2013, Clark Atlanta University began a campaign entitled Guns Off Campus. Student candidates for the CAU Man of the Year rallied behind and against guns on campus, guided by Mr. Larry Calhoun, and resulted in a public service announcement that received a national acclaim, winning an honorable mention by the Marcom Awards.
New at 4, students at one Atlanta university are pushing to keep guns off campus. Recently, lawmakers and some students at 2 other local universities advocated for the right to carry guns on campus. But today, I talked with some students who disagree.
It's time to man up against guns on campus.
Let's get together like men.
Talk man to man.
About how more guns
is not the answer.
More guns or just more guns? More violence, more dead loved ones.
And we students are men who are involved.
Collecting signatures
for the campaign
to keep guns off campus.
We are taking responsibility.
Like men.
Join us.
One of us will take the title of Man of the Year at Clark Atlanta University.
It's gonna be me.
Now I would like to present the certificate to Mr. Larry Calhoun. Thank you, Mr. Calhoun, for your continued support and especially for guiding our young men on campus. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Naisha Dees, supervising producer for CAU-TV.
Good afternoon. You've heard a lot about the Marcom Award today, and there's signs up, but what the Marcom Award actually is an award that is given to any individual or a company who is involved in the creative process of a production from start to end. So to date, the Marcom Award has actually grown to be one of the largest award competitions in the United States, with about 5,000 entries every year. So today, it is my honor as supervising producer to acknowledge our second winning piece that we had entered into the Marcom Awards, which was the documentary From Beyond Space and Back, or To the Edge of Space and Back, which was produced by Dr. Lycurgus Muldrow in the STEM program, along with Kirk Enriquez, and some video production by myself.
An original flight conducted by the students, the payload with the cameras that took pictures was lost. However, the students built another payload and program. Staff subsequently launched this payload and recorded pictures.
This is an individual or a student who's really interested in going ahead in science. This offers him an opportunity to really get involved instead of waiting until possibly a graduate program.
If for nothing else, it teaches him teamwork and it teaches him leadership. We've done research in the past to show that these are outcomes that we actually see. One, the students get a real understanding of how science really works and the nature of science. Two, they get an understanding of the interdisciplinary nature of science, because you've got to have a design and launch recovery team. You've got to have a robotics team to create the devices to open and close the experiments for the graphing team or the other teams. So they understand how to work together in a large research project or the interdisciplinary nature of science, just as if you were sending up a space shuttle with different individuals with different missions. Well, some of the improvements that we've been seeing year by year in our pre-freshman bridge summer science program has come from assessment one of what we're doing and then shifting and altering the program as we go along. So it's a gradual process of us studying the students. We give them lots of assessments. We have an external evaluator. We pay quite heavily to be able to let us know what we're doing. And as we see things that work, we incorporate it or make it better. And we see things that don't work, we drop it out.
To the Edge of Space and Back is a documentary produced for the Morehouse College STEM Pre-Freshman Program High School. The director of Morehouse STEM program responsible for this documentary is Dr. Lurgurgis Mildrow.
7 years ago today, CAU-TV was given the chance to reinvent itself as an enterprise guided by the university's strategic plan. CAU-TV is on a steady path of growth and development under the watchful eye of Dr. Jeff Phillips, Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs, and an awesome role model at the university here. Dr. Hefner, would you please come forward to the podium and accept this award of appreciation for superior supervision of CAU-TV on behalf of Dr. Jeff Phillips.
I, of course, accept this award for Dr. Phillips because he is indeed a superlative manager, as this indicates. Ms. McFarland, he has been a friend of yours for many years. And I came on board just recently, and I have depended upon him, and he has been there for me. He is doing a job for the president right now, and that is why he is not here. I wish to say to Mrs. McFarland, congratulations on being winner of the McComb Award. You're the winner, it's a gold winner, and I hope that I pronounced that word correctly. Our speaker, what a marvelous speaker we had this afternoon. I am an Episcopalian, and he attended an Episcopal school. I know his president. His president would be very proud of him at this time. I'm a graduate of CAU, and I would like for the graduates of CAU to please stand. I want everyone to see who you are, the graduates of CAU. I close with this, and I wrote your thoughts down, and I will use them in another speech and perhaps give you credit. But Mr. Hextall, listen to the story in you. Extraordinarily important. If you believe, you can achieve. Smile. When I go home and I'm smiling a lot, I hope my wife will look at this as being as genuine as I can be. Don't be around people who are negative. thank you for those wonderful remarks. And I'll leave you again on behalf of CAU. This is a great day for a great servant of CAU, Dr. Jeffrey Phillips. Thank you very much.
And now, last but not least, and we will close with our Young People's piece from Best Academy. And these young men have been working with Ms. Hale and Stephen Atkinson and with James Stevens, thank you, for the past 6 weeks, well, longer than that, actually, most of the semester, last semester, to get to the point where they could create a newscast. And I think we're ready.
This is Lenarian Norwood Jr. coming to you with your Best Academy News. The Eagle Color Guard has presented colors at the Atlanta Classics and several other events. On April 4th, the Eagle Color Guard will have the honors to present the state colors at the Phillips Arena as the Atlanta Hawks take on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Hi, my name is Victor Almodovar. This morning at Best Academy, a guest speaker associated with many record labels came to speak with a select group of students about how he came to a decision of playing a key role to music star Janelle Monáe.
Hi, I'm Demetrius Mouse, Emma DeLeon, the guy who correctly guessed the remaining letters in the phrase "New Baby Buggies" in the TV show Wheel of Fortune on his first try. He tells MTV that the game was not rigged. Emo is a nursing student at the NCP College of Nursing in San Francisco. He won $45,000 for the insane guess. Leon says he was thinking about babies during the whole show. He plans to put the money towards his nursing degrees.
This is Stephen Walker reporting from Best Academy. How do we know that this NCAA tournament isn't like any other NCAA tournament? According to Las Vegas odds maker, the second and third favorite teams are Michigan State and Louisville, who are not number 1 seeds or number 2 or even number 3. They're number 4 seed. Now let's just see how this plans out.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. You guys can hear me? All right. First, I just wanted to echo what Ms. McFarland has said. I just wanted to give some thanks. Since we're talking about a documentary, I want to give thanks to Ms. McFarland and Dr. Lucurgus for entrusting the vision of putting this thing together. It was a collaborative effort, and everybody at CAU-TV collaborated and put this thing together. Another quick note, I wanted to give a special shout out to Larry Calhoun. Him and I got together and was able to create a PSA that was really effective, speaking on guns on campus for the Man of the Year. I just want to thank you, Larry, for entrusting the vision. And that was a special piece because it really spoke to young men, and the men that we had in that piece was, they did a remarkable job. So I wanted to thank you. On the behalf of the entire CAU-TV, I just want to thank everybody for coming. With my time here, I've worked with a lot of different individuals on different projects, and in our goal of informing and serving the community, both on campus and off campus. Your recognition to our achievements plays a very important part on telling what we do at CAU-TV. And with your support, we can continue to tell our stories with our images and inspire our students and our future students. So in closing, I just want to say thank you all for coming, and see y'all on the next one.